Hello, hello, hello. Happy day, people. This is Tea and Cornbread, a conversation with Sean and Tracy. I am Sean Johnson. I am Tracy Davis-Johnson. And our podcast is about having conversations with people 50 and over, where they're talking about their wealth, their health, and their life changes. So like, share, and subscribe.
Welcome, everyone.
How you doing?
We are here with Sean and Tracy, Tea and Cornbread. You're 50, now what? My co-host Sean Johnson is not with me today, but I have a special guest.
Brian Davis.
Brian Davis. He's my brother.
Her brother.
Today we're talking about brotherly love. We're just going to have an open conversation between my brother and I, and we're going to catch up, see what's going on in his life, now that he's 50 plus, what journeys he's taken, how he's gotten there, and whatever else open conversation we're going to have today. So, welcome, brother.
Hey, sis, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay. Just living my life,
And that's what we want to touch upon. Him living his life. Men over 50 doing what it is that they like to do, their journey in life. What moves you? What gets you motivated in the morning to get up and move around?
I love mornings. Mornings is the best part of life to me. I like mornings because they're quiet, they're peaceful, and the sun is up. I don't know. It's just a warm feeling about the morning. So, but today, these days, now that I'm over 50, I'm 5 years over 50. I'm 55 years old. These days, what moves me is the truth and finding out what's next. After we go. So I'm into that a lot. So I'm trying to do a lot of research on what's going to go on after we leave this place.
After we leave this place?
This earth.
Wow.
That's where I'm
at. That's where your
50.
thoughts, that's where you're, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's start off what you just said. You love mornings. You love waking up in the morning. What moves you when you get up in the morning, though? What motivates you? You're happy, you're thankful, giving praise to God that you got up to see another day. But what motivates you to get up, get out of bed, keep it moving?
I have so many motivations. I'm motivated by the fact that I'm over 50, right? I have all my limbs. I got 2 arms, 2 legs.
Okay.
Well, you get what I'm saying. I'm in one piece.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to get, I'm thankful every day.
You.
So when I wake up in the morning and I can get up and move around like that, that's a plus for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's motivation to get on into my day and what I got to do, whether it's work or see my family or come to my sister's house and get some chicken. Stuff like that.
Get some chicken, like out of all things. That's what you're gonna come over to your sister.
But that's another story,
that does not eat meat and get chicken. But anyway, I just want to touch upon something that you said, and I think it's very important. You said you're motivated by being in one piece. Yeah. Mind, sound. Your body, your soul. You're in one piece, and we are thankful for that because we have grown up and we have seen so much occur throughout the years where people, not just our age, people younger than us, people older than us, unfortunately, are not in one piece.
Yes.
That have life struggles. So I think that's very important, and we do have to remember that. We do have to be thankful for that. So every day that we do wake up, just saying thank you, giving glory to God, just to say thank you that we're able. We talk about times, we may be down and out, or we may be going through things, but we have to be thankful and grateful that we made it through, that we're still here. Because we have some stories that we could talk about that our neighbor can talk about, or that comes just, at the same level. But we are just thankful and grateful. We are blessed, I just want to say that.
Yeah, I know we are.
We are blessed.
Be sitting here right now having these conversations. We're blessed to be in this age bracket, and especially being where we came from, because we come from humble beginnings, like most people. We wasn't as bad off as some, but we definitely wasn't rich though. But we did have we had nice Christmases and nice birthdays.
Exactly.
But with that, with saying that, we still had our struggles with, within our family, things that our parents went through and stuff. And from that, we learn. You take that with you all the way. You know, I go back in my mind, like people always say, "Oh, I wish I knew then what you know what I'm saying." I just wish I wish I understood. I wish I understood at a younger age to look for what was next. You know what I'm saying? Because right now it's a big part of me. You know, waking up every day looking for what's next. I feel if I would have started earlier, I would have more information on what's next.
Well, wait, elaborate on that. What do you mean looking for what's next? Looking for what's next as far as what? As far as life,
next stage,
as far as the next stage of your life, or just like
of all of life in general, us as humans. You know what I'm saying? Is death final? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean. I don't want to sound
going back to that.
gruesome.
So
yeah,
you're hooked on that. What's next in life?
It might seem like I'm hooked on it, but that's what motivates me these days at 50. You know what I'm saying? So when I was younger, you know,
that wasn't at the top of your list. But
right.
Is that what motivates you because of your age? Is it motivates you because of things you went through or things that you've seen? What motivates you? Is that why is that such a big what's next as far as death? What happens next?
I mean, it could be a number of things. It could be because of what I learned along the way. It could be, you know, me just wanting to know. I mean, you know, a lot of things could add to that. Mm-hmm. But I lost my train of thought for a second. But when I was younger, though, this is what I was trying to say. You know, when I was younger, I didn't understand that that's what I should be doing. Like right now, I know that's what I should be doing.
Right, but you're saying because you were younger, but at that time, maybe that's not what was needed. We learn as we get older. We experience things. We have life lessons.
Right.
We have our ups and our downs. We have our milestones. We have, you know, things that bring you to this point. So I don't think it's a negative. I think it's now is the time. Now is the time. You keep saying, "Oh, I wish I would have known when I was 30, when I was 40." Even when you turn 50, it wasn't the time. Now is the time. Right.
So to me, you're absolutely right. So now's the time. There's a time and a place for everything. I get that, but I think though, as a society, you know what I'm saying. If our minds was on that, you know, you see how the world is today. I mean, you know, everybody see the world and what's going on,
right?
All this stuff,
right?
If at a younger age, I was being taught what to look for and taught, you know what I'm saying? Taught what to search for. Mm-hmm. I would be at a better place, and the world would be at a better place now because the younger generation right now wouldn't be doing the things that they're doing because it would be a solid foundation on what's next. You know what I mean?
Okay, but how do we teach them that though? At the end of the day, it's not too late. So you know what you know at 50, you got to reach back to your son,
right?
Your grandchildren, your nieces and your nephews, and help build that foundation.
So boom.
What do you do? What do you do to contribute to that, to make that happen?
So boom. So this is the story, right? So my mother and father was good teachers. You know, I don't take nothing from them, and I believe they always told us the truth, right? So, but as I get older, I understand that they didn't know everything. So when you're young and you're coming up and you know you wonder why somebody didn't teach you something or why you know why? Because they didn't know.
They didn't know exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You know why? And this is what I'm saying. So it comes full circle to where I'm at. They didn't know. So the thing is, if you're young and you're listening to this, right, you have to go and search for it. Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? The people that's older than you, they know what they know. But the overall story, they don't know. And you have to go search for it. And that's what I didn't know when I was younger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I had known, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm young. I'm dependent on older people. I'm listening to what they say, right or wrong. And this society is going on. And I'm dealing with society. And, you know, you got all this stuff. And I'm black. I'm a black man. So strike. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not to feel down for yourself. Even though those strikes is happening, that does not negate the fact that you gotta get up and you gotta go,
get up
man.
and get it. You gotta
Yeah,
get
you
up
gotta
and
you have
research it. You gotta get up
Right.
and keep talking.
No
to
matter
people.
what my mother and father was
Educating
saying,
yourself.
I you know what they saying, I believed was true, but there was more than that, and I don't even know.
Well, not
If-
to. I get it because I think we have talked about this too, Sean and I, on our podcast. That our first educators are and were our parents. We don't have them anymore, and we lost them at an early age. But I do think that our parents gave us what they knew.
Yeah,
They did. They gave us what they knew. They couldn't, like you said, they couldn't give us what they didn't know. But you have to remember, we weren't at our youngest age, but we were in our late 20s when we lost our parents at the end of the day. So from there,
young, which is still young.
it was young. But unfortunately, there are people, not to take from others, who are younger than us who have lost in tragedies too. So we got a lot. We did get a lot, and there was a lot still we missed out on, we feel like, because we lost our parents at such a young age. So we start having our families, building our families, and hoping that we're doing the best that we could with them. But I do think they were the best educators, like you said, as best that they could be with what they were given.
No, yeah, they were great educators. That's because you know what they taught us? They taught us that we needed to learn. So that's basically all you can teach somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't give what else could you give somebody? You instill in your kids how to learn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And once you pass that class, you go for yourself on what's important to you and get to the truth. Get to the truth of the matter, though. There's so many things in society when I was younger that steered me, and whether right, wrong, or a difference, it doesn't even matter because again, I'm in one piece right now.
Right.
So,
but
I
hate to interrupt you, but I do think that it does matter because if we don't keep those conversations going,
what
our people will,
You lost me. I'm sorry.
Because you said that things that you went through in life have molded you. Kind of. I'm rephrasing it, but don't you think those conversations need to happen? Whatever right, wrong, or indifferent, we need to, so it's not repeated with our children, with the younger generation.
Right,
sometimes we don't have enough expansion on our conversations to where only when something happens we want to talk about it. I don't think we need to only talk about it when it happens, but let people know, these are the things that happened to me. These are how I overcame those things. You know what I'm saying? How do we talk about the younger generation and educating them. You at 50 now and not knowing what you knew at 30, reach back and teach these children. Reach back and teach, our children, our nieces, our nephews, our grandkids, talking to them. Conversations need to keep happening.
Absolutely. Yeah. Not that it doesn't matter. Not that it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
I'm saying it doesn't, all that didn't matter because I'm in one piece right now.
You're in one piece.
So to that fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course it matters. And I started the conversation with if I would have known then. So yes, us as older people, we have to teach the younger generation what's right and to look for the truth.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? That's basically what I need to be doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what the generation under me needs to be doing. And it has to go on and on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the way down to these younger kids, they need to
they need their village.
Right.
And Kyle and I on the way over we're talking about that. They need their village, and we keep saying that it takes a village.
Right.
I think sometimes we forget that. And I'll speak for myself. I think sometimes we stop, not on purpose educating, but stop reaching back and thinking these kids sometimes make you think they know it all. But they don't. And it's okay to sit them down at the table and say, no, that's not the way it is, or that's not how you do things. We have to not be afraid as their parents, their grandparents, their aunties, and their uncles to have an honest conversation. But at the same time, they got to have an open mind too.
They do, but that's the struggle, right? Yeah, they don't want to listen. But that's not to say that you give up. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to listen. Okay, you don't want to listen, but back to the point of things and to the truth. You don't want to listen, but do you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So once you get that across to your kid, you understand what I'm saying, and you don't want to listen.
Right.
So now you're making a conscious
You
decision.
gotta do, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then whatever happens when they make their conscious decision, right? Whether it's good or we'll take an example if it goes bad.
Mm-hmm.
You as the older person, when it goes bad, you know what I'm saying? There's no. This is my personal opinion. There's no time for "I told you so." You know what I'm saying? That's not. You know what I mean? Because they already know.
Okay. So
What
how do you
happened?
handle it? There's no time for "I told you so."
You move on. What are you going to do next? All right, that happened. So your question to this grown person that made the decision that you gave, everything to, you asking what they're going to do next. And if they don't have an answer, you imply what you think they should do or what they could do. You give them a few options, and you know what I'm saying. That way you open up your mind, and they'll find a way like that. Because some people will cut you off, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I know that because
Oh, yeah.
I got older people,
Oh yeah, they will.
and I've been around older people. But my family's good. The old people in my family, they've been good to me. They've been good to us. Our family is just tight. I'm not saying that we perfect, but I do look up to the older people, and I could go and you know what I'm saying, and get something from them, or they could look at me and be like, man, you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? It's all a love situation. I wish more people was like us. Not that we perfect again, but yeah, it's
But I think,
my
and again, I'm cutting you off, and it's okay because
yeah, been doing a lot.
I apologize.
No, go
I
ahead.
apologize.
Go ahead.
But no, I think something that you said because you do. You have where you educate, you talk to, you conversate, and then unfortunately, if something goes left with those people that you're trying to do that with, there are people who will just straight.
Right.
I'm washing my hands because I told you. And what you're saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, don't do that. Still be there for said person.
No, yeah, right. Because I'm not in the business of telling nobody else what to do. I don't like that. I'm just saying what I would do. I wouldn't cut them off. You know what I'm saying? Some people do cut you off.
Yeah.
And then you being the person that's getting cut off,
Mm-hmm.
you got to understand that some people going to cut you off. And you could boo-hoo and cry all you want to, which, we're all human. It might hurt, especially if it's somebody you love. But after you finish crying, how long it's going to be, you have to get into your head and figure out how to solve whatever problem. Right.
What's next?
Right. So in that instance, and to figure out anything, you need people. Oh, you need people. You need stuff. You need connections.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They said the best is in your mind. The best. I lost what I was saying. Sorry.
It's okay. It happens. It'll come back to you as we're having this conversation. But again,
It will.
It is. It's all about educating. It's all about conversation. And we get frustrated as adults. We do. Whether it's our children, whether it's our nieces, our nephews, whether it's our siblings at the end of the day. We just have to remember to have that conversation. And I'll speak for myself, and I don't know that I always have done that. But I have learned, as you had just said, that you can't judge because you don't want to be judged. So we have to remember people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. None of us are perfect.
This is what I understand about humans. How can you if nobody is perfect?
How do you judge?
Yeah.
You're right. We shouldn't.
How
and we all know that we shouldn't.
How is that even a conversation? Why is that even a battle between people?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want about me because I know I'm not perfect. You can be like, all right, you do this, you did that way, that. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to go the route of doing nothing wrong and stuff. But I don't want to look at you and say, well, what about you and your shortcomings? Because we know they're all there. Right. So that's to me, that's just a waste of progress. And the best resources anyone could ever find is in your mind. And I believe that. So that goes to say the best resource. I'll say that again. The best resources that you can find are in your mind. So if there's a problem, if you have a problem, right, no matter what the problem is, whether you know how to fix it or not, you go. If you take that you don't know how to fix it, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna go to your mind, and your mind is gonna tell you where to go and get somebody to help you fix it.
Okay.
So always remember that the best resources that you have are in your mind. any problem that you come up with, if you don't know how to do it, your mind is going to tell you, you got to take a left right here and go see these people because they're going to help you with the next step. Or you're going to figure out or in your mind, or you're going to go this way, or you go, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you use your mind. Your mind is powerful. Your mind is powerful. So, at 50, there's a lot that plays a part because, you hear it all the time, especially if you're young, you hear this all the time. When you get older, you start noticing more stuff. You start noticing more truth. It's just true. It's just true. And I'm going to tell you, 20s, 30s, 40s, right? I'm 50-something, 55 right now. Dude, that's really a young age. It seems to be a young age when it comes to living in society and making rational decisions. Of course, you see people younger, 20, 30, 40, 50, that's rich. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, the bottom line is, are you helping? Are you telling the truth? Are you making it better? Are you finding out what's next? Are you, and you don't really, I don't see a lot of people come to that conclusion until they're a little older, and you have to go through some stuff and get bumps and scrapes, and you find out so much stuff is not true. It's incredible. Young people, the stuff that you're arguing about today, you're really going hard, going back and forth, you're going to find out in 5 years.
It didn't matter.
It's not true. You know what I mean? The stuff that you're fighting for and stuff, it's not
and
true.
they're fighting hard for something.
Yeah.
They stand for something and not even really understanding the history of what they're fighting about or what their end result is.
Right.
So, and it's not just about them though, because you have some people who are 50 plus that do the same thing. They stand 10 toes down of what they believe to be true, but have never researched it. Or they heard it from
stuff like that.
Somebody that told somebody, and it's like, okay, why? So I don't want this conversation to be about just young people, educating them and them, learning. It's people of our age too that have believed a certain way, and that, like I said, they just will not budge on a conversation. Those people, those conversations, again, I think those need to happen because go ahead.
You have to have a open mind. As far as I'm concerned, because whether you like somebody or not, what they're saying is the truth. Is the truth. So it doesn't matter if you like what they're saying or how they're saying that. What really matters and where your mind should be is this true? Right. Right. So, because people get turned off a lot by the person's personality and all that. I'm gonna tell you, Carlson Tucker. I was listening to Carlson Tucker the other day. He said, y'all know Carlson Tucker, the dude for the Fox News Channel, the big anchor that they fired. He got on his podcast and said he could not believe that all these years that he fought for the Republicans and stuff like that and stood 10 toes down, like you said. He said he couldn't believe how foolish he was. He couldn't believe, and y'all go back and listen to him. He used to talk so much junk about, about society and be so much on the side of Republicans, and now come to the conclusion that he can't believe that he was
following them. And
because he was a big name and he attracted a lot of people, and they really had him believing that. And today,
that was them telling him to ride that wave. This is what the people want to hear. They're following you. This is what, and that's what anything. When people do they believe it in the end? Like you said, 5 years from now, they do their research or they step back and they start thinking, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
Right, because whether you believe it or not has nothing to do with the truth. The truth lies by itself. So you can believe what you want to believe. Right. You know what I'm saying? The truth is over here. So if they sitting in front of cameras every day trying to tell people the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he think he's doing. Yeah. And then he, but you know what shocked me so much? Me sitting on the other side, I'm like, how didn't you see that? Yeah. But that part of it is neither here nor there, because I know you could be sitting inside something and you can't see it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't see outside of that bubble, outside of those four walls, because this is what you're being told. This is what you're reading. But you remember, mommy and daddy used to always say, believe some of what you hear and half of what you read.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to be careful your resources.
Yeah.
You got to be careful of your resources and what you're allowing yourself again to believe, what you're allowing yourself to read. But we've all been there. You may be close to a situation, and then you talk to a third party, and they're going to tell you something totally different.
Right.
They weren't even there. They don't know anything.
Right.
By the time that story makes it around, you could be witness to something. Right. And people will always walk away with their own theory, their own,
because people try to put their opinion,
their little spin on it. Yeah,
so you gotta understand that. But I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of truth, right? I'm gonna tell you where a lot of truth is at in books, old books, 17th century. You know, when people was moving around, they was jotting it down. Mm-hmm. That's how you got. That's how you get the Bible and all that. People was writing down. So they still have books and artifacts and stuff that you could see. Like, I'll just say, for instance, when Christopher Columbus came in, when he jotted it down. All that's written down. So you go back
they found his diaries. That's how we found out a lot of stuff
right.
teaching us in school about him.
Right. So right. They found his diaries. Right. So that's but he's only one person. I said that to say,
that's a good example.
A lot of it is researching old books and
right.
old writings. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get some insight of, because people, they write down when they first come up to something, to the Americas, they write down what they see. You know what I'm saying? Dude, a lot of times there's no lying in it, but still all in that you got to do your research.
You got to do your research. That's very important too for everybody to read. We put it on our young children, and it's summertime. Make sure you read a book throughout the summer. It's just not. Again, I don't want to go back to just being young. You got to read. You got to keep reading. You educate yourself. Reading knowledge is there.
And reading, but reading is fundamental with the words though. But but everything you read is it is not true. I just referred to the old.
No, and I agree with that everything you read is not true. But at the end of the day, it's very educational to read. There's some things that you were not. Reading will take you places you just maybe you're not able to get there.
Yeah, I wasn't disagreeing with you on that. Just to make that clear, I wasn't disagreeing. Yeah, I just, because people play so many games, man. These people play so many games, and they try to steer you down the wrong road on purpose. And this is something. I mean, that when you're younger, but I knew somewhat of it when I'm younger about they playing all these games. You know what I'm saying? They whitewash and stuff. You know it vaguely though. But as you get older and you see that they implement this stuff in everything that we've been
aspects
taught,
of your life,
that we've learned. So you gotta take it up on yourself to to do your research.
Be responsible for you. You got to be responsible for you.
You got to move. You have to, because, and this is the main reason why you have to move, because the people older than you, which is me, I don't know. So you know what I'm saying? You got to come on with me and help me research, because I that's why I haven't taught y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's why I haven't been teaching, because I didn't know. I don't know. How can I give
you
it to you?
You don't know what you don't know.
Right. So don't look at older people like, they ain't teach me nothing. They know.
Right.
The world is twisting us. They twisting us. They they implementing all type of stuff to discourage us in this way, and they making lies. And then but researching itself is doing it yourself is productive. But my life as a brother, I got a great sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you that. My sister is a great person. I mean, she don't, I'm her brother. She don't, I'm not a baby and not, she not babying me, but she always loved me. She always treated me good her whole life, and I appreciate that. My sister, I love my sister. I got another sister. I would like to mention my sister, Muktu. Peace, shout out, Muktu. She passed 2018, so, we was the three amigos. It's always been us, and we always been pretty tight. So I had a good life between my two sisters. They treated me well. I treated them well. We I don't even think we never really even had a fight, right? Me and you.
We did.
I mean, we
did. Kitchen.
I mean, we was young.
Pearl Lake
But
Road.
we never, even when we was young,
I
though,
boxed your
Tracy.
face, Ryan.
Yeah, one time I think that happened, and you only remember that because of, but we as
No,
as,
we
as
didn't
children,
fight.
We never we didn't.
Throw down fight. But I honestly
We
could
didn't
say,
have
even
fights.
growing up out Pearl Lake, and I know this always come into our conversations. We just had a good group of people that we lived around, that we that we grew up with, families that were out there. So
That's
I
why
don't
we didn't
remember.
fight.
No. What I was saying, growing up out there and having
Shout out
that
to PLC.
community, I don't remember any of those families having drag out, punched out fights. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And then,
I was going to say that too.
yeah, right now, and I know some families right now, I think that don't speak, siblings that don't speak to each other. Or I haven't talked to, no. I'm saying our group out there is pretty solid. As far as I know, the ones that I keep in touch with, that relationships, those bonds are there. Where outside of Pearl Lake, I'm saying, and I'm not saying Pearl Lake was perfect. I'm saying outside, you hear families that have not spoken to each other for years, or don't know where their brother is, or I haven't spoken to my mom or my dad because we had a falling out. And I'm not, I'm not judging. I'm saying, you're right.
That
we do, that does happen more now than I've ever known. Growing up,
like
I
something
didn't
like
hear
that would be unbelievable to us because we can't see that because
like I haven't talked to my siblings for 2 years, but you live in the same town with them.
I be saying to myself, I don't care how Tracy, how mad Tracy is. I ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not downplaying her madness or not.
No. I get what you're
That's
saying.
my
Yeah.
sister, man. You gonna see what she's doing, but and because you only live one time though, but Pearl Lake, as far as Pearl Lake's concerned, right? All the families out there, it's plenty of families. Sean, the Kennedys,
Ellingtons,
the
Joneses,
the Joneses, Brown. I go on Savages, Simons, right?
Yeah,
they was pretty solid families, and it was pretty cool to grow up around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say that as a whole.
The Hunters,
the
Talberts,
all them we learned from. Wasn't nobody dirty? Wasn't nobody disrespectful?
Right.
That's
another thing.
Not saying that we.
That's another thing. We respected everybody that was older than us.
But the families as a unit was it was all teachable for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Coming up, it wasn't. We was learning off of each other, and
Well, I just want to say thank you for taking time today. Our segment on brotherly love, having an open conversation with my little brother. He's gonna say big brother.
I'm your little brother and big brother.
You are. Brother. We want to say thank you for listening to us today. You can find us. To my co-host.
Peace, my sister.
Yeah, we love you out there.
Peace to the producer.
Yeah, we
always see him coming in the background.
We always give our shout out to Kyle because without him, this wouldn't happen. But we want to say thank you. Ask you to follow us, make comments, make suggestions. Follow us on Spotify, Sky 13, and YouTube. We say thank you again, and look forward to doing more segments.
I guess you the older sister.
Thank you, Brian.
Fly by, baby.